Welcome back. The Reserve Bank of India is set to announce the second bi-monthly policy on Tuesday, and the market seem to have factored that in. A pause. CNBC TV 18's Ritu Singh, who polled treasury heads and economists from across India's top banks, with this report on what we can expect from Governor Rajan.
As Rajan gets set to announce the second bi-monthly monetary policy this Tuesday, the markets are asking, will he or won't he? And the question is less about the rate cut and more about whether he will continue as the RBI governor. Despite all the political shenanigans, the governor is expected to cut none of the rates on the 7th of June, according to a CNBC TV 18 poll across the country's top economists.
The monetary policy stance remains accommodative. Going forward, we will be looking for further monetary room in signs of good monsoon, further readings of low headline inflation, indications of softening in core inflation, and further evidence of transmission of rate cuts.
With core inflation still at 5% and little evidence of banks transmitting rate cuts, RBI will keep all the rates, including the repo, cash reserve ratio, and statutory liquidity ratio rates, unchanged. But this will not be the end of the rate cut cycle. All the respondents to CNBC TV 18's poll say RBI will remain in an accommodative stance. A small 13% expect a 50 basis point rate cut in the remaining part of the calendar year, but a good 67% expect just one more quarter percentage cut before the year is out. 20% expect no cuts at all this year. The governor's tone will be as keenly watched as always. Does he worry so much about rising crude and food prices that he will up the inflation forecast for next year? 87% said no, but 13% thought he could up his inflation forecast. On GDP growth, almost half the respondents expect the RBI to up its forecast from the current 7.6%, encouraged by the recent strong show in macro data.
The other focus point in this policy will be the rising bad loans, which have crippled the banking system under their weight. If the Reserve Bank of India decides to give the banks a breather, even a no-cut policy may be sufficient to bring the market some cheer. In Mumbai, at the Reserve Bank of India headquarters, Ritu Singh.